And then I'm going to start the thing on the guest star to notify everybody that I think this is how it works. I'm trying to remember, but it should good. I think we're good here. I don't know if did any pop-ups, did you get any notifications about, because I don't actually know how that plays out, but I think
about whether or not it's going to notify people.
Yeah. I didn't.
It gave me an option to notify my followers, and I hit yes on it.
Okay,
so
cool.
It should
cool.
work.
That worked. Great. Success. We did it. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, we tried that. I was on a good friend of mine, Kenny's Prog Rock Jukebox, and he invited me to do his channel. He's not a podcaster, but we were talking like for a little bit, and that feature worked really well. Like it brought people out from all over the place. So this will be really exciting. Like this will be really cool. Yeah, like you said, I don't want to ask any meaty questions yet because waiting for the official start.
Were you in there yesterday in stream when we had call sign Flip was like collabing with us on his channel?
I was lurking a bit for that. Yeah, that
was so cool. That was a totally new experience on Twitch.
That's great. Yeah, call sign Flip has done that at such a pro level. Like, and as you saw in the clip, like he's really good at like singing and music and such. And so
yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I wanted to watch more of it.
Yeah, but that's a great honor. That's really cool. I'm glad he found you, and hopefully he comes back too, of course. So, but yeah, I did catch a little bit of that, and then yeah, I did notice he was in the chat, and that was neat too. So cool. Yeah, I've known him for a while. Like I think really since I've been on Twitch. Really, I've been on Twitch for about almost 2 years.
Nice.
How long have you been on Twitch? Like about the same amount?
Yeah, I think 19 months.
Okay.
I started in August 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Very, very cool. Yes. I mean, and well, see, again, I don't want to get, if I keep asking, like, I was going to ask how long have you been in LA, but if I ask that now, like, it's a little early for that question, but I'll say,
yeah.
How cold is it in your neck of your part of town? Because it is frigid here.
It is. It's like 48 degrees.
Oh man,
which is not okay with me.
I hear you. Very off-brand weather. Yeah, it's 50 now in my neighborhood, so it's a little nuts.
Yeah, it just said that's what it said. I'm like when I went to go pick up my sandwich. That's what my car said.
Yeah. Nah, Major League, man. I mean, so here's a tangential question. Would you rather this weather or would you rather 100 degrees? Like of the two, like what would you pick?
100 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
I mean, 85 would be preferable to 100.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. I just don't. I run really cold, so like my feet and hands are icicles at all times.
Gotcha.
Just icicles.
Let me just make sure I have everything in place. I think I do. Yeah. Well, no, that's true. I guess that would make that even more uncomfortable. It's understandable. Yeah, but I mean, I think the good thing about weather like this is that it's probably not going to be more than like another week. And I think then it's going to be back to like 70. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm ready. But it's good.
I think a lot of people,
we can deal with it for one more week, even two.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure the rest of North America, I'm sure feels the same way. So you can kind of feel it, turning a corner, and
hopefully spring's coming.
Yeah. But I love it. Now, so what's really cool is that if you take a look at your Twitch guest star panel, do you also see chat in there?
I do. Mm-hmm.
That is
I was just about to go to your page, but then I realized I don't need to because I can look at chat. I can stay here and look at chat.
That's a big kudos to Twitch for thinking of that, because that's a great idea. Like that's like really convenient. Like that was really so big props. Yeah, it's like wow. Like that saves a step, doesn't it? So Great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. You ready to do this?
I think so.
All right. Here we go. Let's play the music and we'll get started. Oh, goodness. Hrothgar, welcome in. It's good to see you. Hello there. Nice to see you again. Welcome. Nice to see you, Hrothgar. One of our good, loyal parts of the Sam fam, Hrothgar Aurora, has joined us in the chat. It's really great to see you, my friend. And
the Sam fam? Is that what you called it?
Yeah, it's the name of our community.
I love it.
Oh, thank you.
That's great.
Thanks very much, Willow. And all the credit to our friend Reddington Frothing Slosh for coming up with that title. So, yeah, it's pretty fun. All right, folks. Here we go. Hi. My name is Davey. I'm a variety streamer out in Los Angeles, and it's really nice to welcome you all back here to the Sandwich Show. And every week we feature content creators throughout the world. And this week we're featuring someone from basically my town. We're ready to hang out with an indie pop R&B singer-songwriter who has recently featured on the front page and will be featured again on the front page in the month to come. Let's say hello to Willow Stephens. Hello, Willow. Welcome to the show.
Hi, friends. How's it going?
I hope you're doing well. I mean, yeah, big news you announced yesterday on your channel. Like, it's really great. Now, I know already, we knew going in about your appearance on a Fever to Tell sponsored, so to speak, Raid Trade, but the announcement yesterday is pretty huge, and we can start with that. I mean, it's a big get, and feel free to share with the audience who missed the announcement. What you'll be doing in the next month on Twitch?
Sounds good. Hi, David, Alexander. Good to see you. So I was invited to be part of Twitch's official Women's History Month campaign, which came totally out of the blue, completely as a surprise to me. But they're going to be featuring female streamers throughout the month of March, musicians, gamers, variety streamers, all sorts of stuff. And the theme is called Together for Legendary Women, which I'm like, I think I can be a legend. I don't know. That's a little intimidating. Legendary is not an adjective I would attribute to myself, but yeah, really excited. We're going to be, it's just basically a high likelihood that we'll be featured on the front page carousel and in a recommended shelf for the Women's History Month. So it was really exciting news. Hoping that it gives my community and my channel a little bit of a boost. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we're wishing you the best of luck, and that's very exciting, and kudos to getting that opportunity. Really, really cool.
Thank you.
Absolutely. David Alexander, I would like to say hello to you as well. It's nice to meet you. And yeah, this is our talk show we do each week, and really excited to get to know Willow. I met you at TwitchCon back in October, and this is before I even went to your stream, and I remember saying I gotta go home and make sure I follow Willow and go over to the channel. And what I've seen so far has been great. Like, I love the cozy vibe. It's a really cool groove. I mean, the electric piano groove is a good groove, and your songs is awesome. So, like, I mean, how would you describe? I mean, how have you enjoyed the journey of being on Twitch and doing music that you want to do on stream, as opposed to maybe music someone else wants to do when you're doing live gigs?
Yeah, you know what? I think the thing that I enjoy most about music on Twitch is everywhere else on the internet, people have the shortest attention spans of all time. So they might listen to 10 seconds of a song or watch 3 seconds of a video as they're scrolling. But on Twitch, people are actually present with you, and they're hanging out, and they want to spend time and learn the story behind your song. And there's a curiosity and a connection that is something that's been really hard to find in other areas on the internet and in person when I'm sharing my music. So I've loved the depth of connection and like the long form of it, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. It honestly shocked me that could exist in 2022 or 2023. Like,
yeah.
I was surprised. Like, people hang around for these streams. Like, I think that's really cool, and it's a really great point. By the way, let's say hello to that E-flat guy, our good friend Ryan. Welcome into the chat. Nice to see you again. And our friend E-flat is also very much an appreciation of music, all kinds of music, and really great to see our friend again. Yes, for long content, Death Detector. I TikTok. TikTok has kind of made my streaming career a little bit, to be fair. What's your experience with TikTok like, Willow?
It's been reluctant, I would say. I've been reluctant to come to TikTok for a really long time because I felt for so long like I'm not going to get on there and do TikTok dances. But I think especially sharing original music and marketing original music, and if you're trying to get managers or people in the industry to take you seriously, you need to be making an effort. So I've like actually started making a consistent effort in the last like couple of months, maybe.
Oh, I gotcha.
So, but it's tricky though, because I kind of had to wait to figure out like what is content that I can be creating on TikTok that I actually like to make. Because if I hated making the video that I did, no one's going to like watching it. Like if I was like, ugh, I have to do this, like who's going to want to watch that? So it's taken me a minute to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, that's a good call. I agree. And Ryan, I do see where you're coming from, because like a lot of TikTok can be sometimes like it can be a little much sometimes. I completely agree. Like people trying to play up memes and so on. Just like you said, like I think it's important to do content you actually believe in, rather than just doing something because you think it's going to be popular. I think it's a really, when you're true to yourself, I think that actually will go farther in a lot of ways. So, yeah. Oh, right. That's my problem. I hate all of it. Waiting for this generation to move. It might be a bit. I understand.
You might be waiting a minute.
I totally understand, though. I totally understand. I totally get it.
Yeah.
It can be just downright silly at some times. So I completely understand. But yeah, I think that's cool that you were able to impart. And how would you evaluate the success as of the moment? Like, would you say that there's a little growth in that area too, or is it
on TikTok?
Yeah.
I mean, as with every part of my career, never as fast as I would like.
Oh, I gotcha.
But that's all right.
No worries.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a puzzle. Still trying to crack the code. But it's consistency is my game at this point. We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what, the consistency of your ability to release music has been very, very good. And in fact, you have a new EP out and new singles coming, and it's really, because I just going to Spotify, you look at Willow Stephens on all the music platforms, and it's like, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty solid collection. And how would you attribute this consistency in putting out music?
Oh man, that's a really good question. And I have released so much music. I have over 2 hours of original music that's online over the course of the last 6 years. A lot of it's collaboration, but I don't know. I'm consistently making the music in my life, so it's like it has to go somewhere because I'm writing that many songs that need to be done, and I've got a really great creative team of collaborators that work with me in a way that's sustainable in terms of my budget, but we just get shit done. I don't know how to say it, but like the songs are out there. They have to get out. Otherwise they'll like rot inside of me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely know what you mean. Sometimes there's no beating around the bush. It gets shit done. It's perfect. I love it.
I forgot to ask if I'm allowed to curse on the show.
You absolutely are. I made a point when we started the channel, like, we want adult language, because podcasts have that. Like every podcast has like basically adult language. I'm like, I want to be consistent. Speaking of consistency, I want to be consistent with that too. So that is always nice to have. That's always important. But that's really great. So you have a team of collaborators getting out music. But I think it's just as remarkable that you're able to write music. What are some of the things that inspire? What are the moments that would inspire the music that you write?
Oof. I think for me, it's I could point to 3 things. I would say a lot of my song ideas will come from a conversation that I had with someone where something that I've been trying to say for a long time just spills out of me in a way that sounds good. And I'm like, oh, that's a song. Or I'm talking to somebody and they express something about their life or something that's just true in the world. And I'm like, that's a song. So that conversations is the first one. The other night, I was watching a TV show and there was like a great line in the TV show. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm writing that down. And I put it in my little, I have a notes folder in my phone that's song ideas. So sometimes it can come from movies or other stories that I consume. And then I would say sometimes I just sit down with the intention to write a song, and I might not really have anything in mind when I sit down. But for me, songwriting is very much a discipline. So it's like, I'm trying to think of another similar discipline. It's like you show up at the gym and you know you're going to exercise, but you don't know exactly what you're going to do. Sometimes once you just kind of get that creative energy flowing, ideas will sort of spill out in a way that you weren't even conscious of, if that makes sense. So those would be the 3 most common ways for me.
I really like that, because it's as you're writing, as you're putting out, like you mentioned, you write down certain phrases that inspire you, and then it eventually it draws other inspiration as you do it. And the analogy exercise is actually pretty excellent, because like I think I mean, do you consider yourself a regular exerciser?
Yeah, I'd love to. It's like the number one thing I do for my mental health is exercise.
Huge. Like and it does so much for your mental health. You can feel it as you feel flowing through your veins, like literally, like it's really great. So that's cool. And it's true. Like it creates positive energy every time you do it. And so I think that's really cool that you can find that same positive energy as you write music and play music. It's pretty good. Let's catch up on chat a little bit. Not Damilo Fellow has joined us in the chat. Really, one of our newest members of the Sam fam. It's really great to see you tonight. Who says great interview? And thank you so much for that. We've just got started, so that's really high praise. I thank you for that. I don't think I've ever heard that comment in like 5 minutes in the show. That's pretty good.
We are getting after it.
Look at that. Rothgar says, "Am I the only one who does not curse when eating a sandwich?"
Well, we haven't eaten the sandwiches yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends on what sandwich it is too, right? Like, so I think some of them might inspire a curse word or two. So we'll you never know. But Rothgar, much love. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Yeah, that's great. And do you see? I mean, and then there's you've done a lot of live gigs, like a lot of
yes,
shows with bands, shows. Have you done any shows solo? Like you do that as well?
Many solo shows.
Okay.
Yes, probably more than bands. I probably publicize the band ones more often, but I've done hundreds of solo shows.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I mean, and how would you compare the experiences of doing a solo show versus that of a band?
I love them both. I do love them both. I think the solo show, sometimes there's more intimate connection. It's a little bit more about like showing who you are as a person and kind of like becoming friends with the audience, if that makes sense.
It does, yeah.
You're kind of hosting a party, if that makes sense. And then I would say one of the ways I've described performing with my band, which is I like it better. It's the thing that makes me feel the most alive. Like I was put on earth to do this. That's what the feeling I get when I play with my band, is I feel like I'm conducting 5 times the energy, because the energy from my drummer and the bassist and the tracks that we're running and the electric guitar are all kind of channeling through me out to the audience. If that makes sense. So it's like, I feel like I'm driving a very powerful force. I mean, I'm kind of like holding the steering wheel on this very powerful force. And it's so exhilarating and so fun, but definitely a little more nerve-wracking too, because there's so much more going on. But I don't know, you're conducting the energy flow. There's a lot more energy to be conducting. So as you plan your set list and as you think about, how you're going to engage with the audience, what you're going to say, what you're not going to say, if you're going to just keep the energy flowing. It's more energy flow management, I would say, with a full band show.
Yeah, that's awesome that you can feel that tangibly on the stage. And do you feel similar energy from the crowd, like when there's a solid crowd in the audience? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Definitely. If you're, especially if people are singing along, um, especially if people are vibing and you're sensing the response, because it's, music is created oftentimes in isolation or maybe with one other person. And it can be created with this ginormous sound and this ginormous idea, but until you realize that like your art has been living with someone and now they're here experiencing your art with the person who made it, and like it's such an honor that people would show up to do that. First of all, anytime anyone comes to my Twitch stream to hang out and listens to my original music, shows up at a show, like I'm like, I can't believe you want to be here. Like I'm so thankful that you want to spend your time doing this.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know, I'm kind of rambling a bit, but I'm not sure is what I'm trying to say coming across.
Absolutely. I think it is really awesome to see people support support what you do, because as you mentioned, it's never a given that people would even care about it, and to see to see people there genuinely wanting to hear your music. I mean, that's a great feeling. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. In fact, I was going to actually follow up on that. Who are the artists that, either mainstream artists or artists from Twitch that inspire the music that you do?
Yeah. I would say some mainstream artists that have influenced me in my sound are Emily King, who's an incredible like pop soul singer. Alan Stone has been a huge influence on me. I got to open for him by like a fluke when I was like 19, which was crazy. I'm trying to think. Kimbra is another artist that I've loved a lot over the years. Motown has been a big inspiration to me. I love so much music. I could give you 10 names if you wanted them, but I'm not sure how many you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, that's a great summary. Like I think, and definitely the Motown groove is very much tracked. Like I've heard a big time like rhythm. There's definitely a lot of groove in what you do. And I do notice that when you play on Twitch, you've really had a very good sound from the electric piano, which I think is really fits what you do. Like, is there something about that sound that speaks to you specifically?
Yeah, I mean, I think like Rhodes and Wurlitzer pianos is typically like the two electric piano sounds that I gravitate towards. And they just sort of take things to a more retro, groovy, R&B, funky vibe. And to me, like that's the world that I love to live in. So that's, I don't know, it's got a warmth to it that I really, really love.
I feel that too. I do. I was just thinking that similarly. Like I definitely sense the retro vibe, which is, I think, for me, appealing. I mean, but it somehow can still sound modern at the same time, and I think that's the triumph.
Absolutely,
that's a triumph of like what you do. Like it's both. It can be both at the same time.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, so on your stream, I mean, you do play. Like you said, the music you play covers quite a few decades, which I think really which helps the audience, I'm sure, because as people do get into many different type of decades, but I think by having that breadth, I think people can find you, are more likely to find you. I mean, you said Motown, so would your lean be specifically? No, you kind of hit on it. Like maybe 60s, 70s is kind of your jam, or maybe 80s even.
I would say 60s, 70s, 90s.
90s, okay.
But a little bit less 80s.
Oh,
I don't know.
Understood.
Like my most recent single that's coming out in a week from today has a lot of Prince influence to it. Yeah. So like it kind of varies, but then like the single that we did 2 singles ago has got a bit of a 70s streak, kind of a Silk Sonic feel to it. And then Best of Me, the one I did right before that, someone was like, oh, this gives me like early 2000s nostalgia. Like So it's, I don't know. I'm a woman of many decades.
Hey, there you go. That's hitting a lot of notes. Yeah, and I totally see that. I totally see that with the best of me. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's really cool. But I do think that the intimacy of what you do on stream too is also kind of neat. Like, I think every streamer does it a little differently. Some people like to go, more layers of music. Some people like to go less. And if you had the wherewithal to push in either direction, do you stay with the intimate vibe, or do you want to eventually start like throwing in more layers and be, kind of similar to what the studio recordings are like?
E flat guy, thank you for that comment. A woman of many decades, aka timeless.
Love it.
That's a great way.
That's
to
a great way to put it.
That's
not really
I'm gonna steal that. To answer your question, Davey, I think I do have a desire to add more layers. I still want there to be an intimate feel, and especially like on my Sunday night lullaby stream, for instance, I always kind of want that to feel like intimate and soft and like really welcoming and cozy. But I think for my stream to stay interesting, I need to stay interested. So like a couple of things that I'd like to start doing is my tracks are pretty fully produced with like pop full sounds. So I'd like to start doing a bit of a hybrid where I've got some of the track running and I'm also playing along. So it sounds like my actual recordings. So that's one thing I want to start doing. And then I want to start messing around with like beats, and I do play multiple instruments. I play guitar, I play piano. So it'd be really cool on like a loopable song to be able to do both of those things. So I'm hoping in 2023 to start expanding. Once the album is out, I think I'll have a little more brain space to kind of make my stream a bit more complex in terms of what I'm doing musically.
Well, I mean, definitely, it's already in a really great place. I mean, it's always interesting to see what direction what folks would want to take a stream, from where it is, and that's pretty clever ideas in place for sure. I think that definitely would kind of give people a good flavor for like basically how. But basically how you envision the music in your head. And I think that's part of the reward of writing music writing music is that you have a vision of what music sounds like, and being able to have it produced and such really gets it closer to that vision. And I mean, is it pretty much on point now? Like the way you visualize music in your head and then seeing it go out on all the music platforms, is that about where you want it to be, or is there even things that you can do? Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm my production level, I'm very, very happy with. Like I was saying, I have a really great team.
Yeah.
I work with my friend Jacob a lot, and he's the best. So I feel like there is no difference between my mental imagination of how it sounds and how it turns out. Like we are able to do that, which I'm so pumped about.
That's really cool. That is really cool. And Happy Sad, welcome in. Nice to see you tonight.
Hi, Happy Sad.
Great to see some folks from your community joining us tonight. If you were speaking on your community for a moment before we get to sandwiches, like how would you describe the journey of meeting all the new friends as you started streaming on Twitch?
It's just been a delightful surprise that just keeps going. I don't know. I think it's been cool to see like meeting people in other streams and like having shared affinities between like, oh, this streamer and this streamer are friends, and they played her song and she played their song, and now we're interested in all of these different people. So I love the way that Twitch has a lot of crossover. So that's been cool. I don't know. I don't understand still how people find the stream, and I'm always happy when they decide to stick around. So
no, I see what you mean by that, but it's a blessing for absolutely. And I think and it's great that you're savoring that. Like sometimes we've seen folks like kind of push so hard and not really and it's good to take a moment to step back and kind of like just soak it in. Like, man, this is awesome. And I'm glad you're finding that. Like, that's really great to see to see the satisfaction in what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I agree, E flat. That's it. Producer and artist on the same page is a huge gift, and I'm hanging on to it as much as I can.
Yeah. It's well said. It's well said, E flat. So speaking, I think this is a pretty good time to get to because I've been looking forward. So folks, let me just quickly introduce everybody to our staple of the program. And this is what we call here we go. No. I think the problem was I started an octave too low. It's like, but anyway, this is Sandwich of the Week. Let's see what our good friend Willow Stephens has for us.
All right. If you were on my stream last night, you might know this already. Dancer Chef Frank is here.
Hey, Dancer Chef Frank, what's going on? Oh, that looks great already. You haven't even opened yet.
It smells so good. Am I supposed to tell you or show you?
Show it. You can show us. I think I know what it is, though. Oh, look at that.
We have a classic banh mi sandwich.
Ooh.
It smells so good. Oh my goodness, y'all. And I got my bottle of sriracha just in case it's not spicy enough.
Fantastic. Well, that looks, and the baguette looks quite fresh.
It does. This is a new place. I've never tried it before, so I'm hoping it's good.
All right. So good, and happy tasting. Let's see what I got while Willow enjoys that incredibly looking sandwich with that incredible sounding paper. I've got Nashville hot chicken tonight. This is this is one of the sandwiches mentioned on your stream last night too. I'm like, let's just get one of those. And
yum.
This is fresh. It's from a place called Dave's Hot Chicken.
I love Dave's Hot Chicken. Have you been?
Oh yeah, nice. There's several locations. So
what's your spice level?
Extra spicy. I went one short of the top one, which is like ultra super, like parental guidance warning spicy. But it's spicy. Their spice levels are actually a little lower than I expect. So like when they do medium, like usually that's kind of hot. Wasn't really that hot. So extra spicy is my jam. What's yours?
I've discovered Dave's Hot Chicken semi-recently. And I usually get medium because I was like, I don't want to like be in pain later. So I'm like,
right.
But the medium is not spicy. So I think I need to go one above medium.
Yeah. That's literally what happened with me too. I'm like, okay, this isn't that spicy. So like I know I leveled up. And I think extra spicy will be just right. Like if you try that. So there you are. How is the banh mi so far?
It's good. This part, I have not liked to all the ingredients, you know? Mm-hmm. So like, you want equal distribution of the elements. Right now, it's just pork and bread. So I got to keep eating.
Well, it gives you incentive to keep going, huh? Oh, gotcha. Not to Demolo fellow. Should have ate before I started watching LMAO. It's a frequent problem for a chat. I'm sorry. E flat says, "Yeah, you got to do equal distribution." I completely agree. Like it's definitely the groove you want to. Because if it's too much meat on one end, it just gets really annoying. Like you're just eating lettuce at the beginning or eating too much meat in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah? Got a good bite?
Mm-hmm. I love how Dave's Hot Chicken calls their sandwich a slider, but it's totally a full-size sandwich. They're like, would you like a slider? And I'm like, only one? And then it's like, oh, it's huge.
Yeah, this is a little false advertising, but in the best way possible. Like, let me just show you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is what Willow's talking about. This is not a slider. This is my hand. This thing's the size of an entire sandwich. A slider's supposed to be like half. It's supposed to be like this much. But this is like an entire sandwich. So it is funny that they use that designation. Now, your sandwich looks like it's about 2 feet long. It looks like a enormous.
It is a pretty big sandwich. Mm-hmm. But it's like kind of light. The bread is really light and
cool.
If you've never had a banh mi, it's got like shredded jicama and carrots and cilantro and jalapeno, mayonnaise and pork, and it's very good. I'm gonna have to crinkle again.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, I am gonna put the sriracha.
Oh, okay.
The sriracha on.
Absolutely, definitely worth the sriracha. Got to do the sriracha. I had some pho like the other day, so sriracha very much fresh in my palate's memory.
Oh yeah. Apart from sandwiches, do you have like a category of food like Mexican food or barbecue that is like your favorite?
So for me, it's pizza, Mexican food, and then actually barbecue too. But it has to be like really good barbecue. Like just cheap, mediocre barbecue is not gonna really do it for me. But those are the ones. Pizza's a big favorite. Like I love a good pizza. It makes my day. Granted, the best is in New York. There's no doubt. New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, that area. But
is that where you're originally from?
No. I'm not originally from there. Sometimes it seems like it because I have so many friends out there, but I'm originally from Oxnard, which is about 90 minutes from here. So, yeah. So I'm pretty close to there. So, now where are you originally from? Are you originally from LA too, or are you?
No.
Gotcha.
Born and raised in Montana.
Okay.
And then I went to college in Tacoma, Washington, which is just south of Seattle. And then I lived there for about 8 years. And then I have been in LA since 2015.
Oh, okay, cool. So you've been here a while too. Yeah. I've been in LA since 2009. So we both been here for a while. Yeah, we both have been for a bit. Mark Reganis, welcome into the chat. It's great to see you tonight. Even bad pizza is good pizza. Yeah? Pizza-wise, that's true. Because, like, you know how they say, like, cold pizza is even better than hot pizza? And it's like, there's a lot of times that's right. Like, it's actually really, there's something to it. But pizza can be bad. Even bad pizza can be good pizza, yeah. Willow did a reverse John Mayer in her travels. That's phenomenal. I love that.
We can never be in the same place or the universe will collapse. We have to be opposite ends.
It does make me wonder if you've crossed paths at one point in your lives and you're just like, passing through like on a highway or something.
Yeah. I mean, driving around LA, you definitely are within 10 feet of very famous people that you don't know of.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Does it still kind of like, do you still get dazzled by that, having been here as long as you have, or is it just kind of a thing, just kind of, oh yeah, it was that guy, that famous guy?
I just got a jalapeno. Woo!
Wow. Oh, whoa. Ooh.
Spicy. Woo!
Indeed.
Okay, hold on.
I think I may be doing that too, actually, as we go through the sandwich. Not too bad, though. Not too bad.
I'm not super, like, swept up by celebrity. My favorite thing about LA is, like, I'll go to a show at Hotel Cafe or a friend, like, an indie, like, artist who's a little bit bigger than me, but then, like, Leon Bridges will show up and sing a couple of songs, or Theo Katzman, one of my favorite artists, like, popped into my friend's show that I had tickets to. I got, like, a $10 ticket. I bought a $10 ticket and seen like Leon Bridges or Johnny Swim or like artists that you'd have to pay $50 to go see that will just pop in LA. And that always doesn't necessarily dazzle me. Like I'm like awestruck, but it's like such a cool thing because if we live in LA, you pay high rent, like cost of living is really high. And it's nice to have like moments like that. You're like, oh yeah, like I live here to have access to like this level of art and culture, like right down the street.
It's so true. And it's particularly true with music, as you mentioned. Like, I think that the bills you see, and specifically the supporting bills, like everybody can see Prince or Bruno Mars or, well, not Prince today, obviously. Prince is no longer with us, but I meant to say just over the years, you've been able to see like famous artists and, or even like, pretty decent artists. And the difference between other cities and here, and New York too, of course, is that the people who perform before them is on just a much greater level depth wise, right? Like you see so many like pretty serious musicians as supporting acts for who the headliner is. And even among us, like as Twitch, I mean, I shouldn't say us. I'm just a presenter, but I mean, even as among the Twitch music community, like you see the bills in LA, like are just on it's just next level. Well, you've been to some of the Twitch shows, yeah? Like you in December, I know
have.
you went to some pretty good ones, like recently.
Yeah, I was at TwitchCon, and then I was at Twitch Miss, which was hosted by CA in LA, which was really fun.
That looked really great. Yeah, that's really.
Yeah. Oh, and then I went to go see Carmela played a show just like at a venue. It wasn't really Twitch related, but I went to go see her, which was really fun. Yeah, so it's been cool to like have the Twitch world like cross over into 3D IRL contexts. So yeah, I love getting that face-to-face connection that from people that you've hung out with and that you've known.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And that's kind of like where I was like, I'm like now that I've gotten to know you a little bit, like I cannot wait to go to your show with your band once the next one is announced. Like I cannot wait. I'm kind of wondering if there's one coming in the near future, or where is it going to be?
Yes. Well, I've got a few things in the works, so I promise to let you know. But
okay.
I have a couple things booked in July, but I'm trying to book a show in like late April or early May.
Okay.
And then maybe I might do a solo thing or two in between now and then. Those can be a little more last minute, but the full band thing, it's tricky. Like so many things with indie musicians, I pay my bandmates, I hire them.
Absolutely.
And they're all professional musicians. So for me to play a show and not lose $800 or whatever, I have to sell a certain amount of tickets. So I try not to play with the band in LA too much, just because I want it to be sustainable and I want to be able to promote and get enough people butts in seats. You know what I mean? Get enough people in the door.
That's what it's all about. Yep.
But I would do it every weekend if I could.
Yeah. I hope hopefully that those moments can come more and more as each year passes. Now, how did you meet the folks in your band?
That's a good question. My bassist I met through my childhood, like middle school bestie, who is killing it as a musician. His name is Alt Bloom.
Wow.
ALT. Do you know Alt Bloom?
No, I don't. It sounds like a great big name though, for sure. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to speak out of turn.
No, that's okay. And he introduced me because I was looking for a bassist. So he introduced me to his friend Adam, and he was like, he's a great bassist. I think you guys would get along. And he's been my longest standing band member. And he is such fun to watch. Like he is all over the place dancing and kicking, like just so energetic and so fun to watch. Sometimes I can't make eye contact with him when we're on stage because he's so into it that I start laughing. But it's the best. People have bass face. He has like full body bass face.
That's great.
I don't know what I'm gonna do when I have another bass player besides him because he is just the best. And then my drummer I met. So one of my side jobs, I have many musical areas of employment, but one of the things that I do is I music direct for a church. So I'm able to hire drummers and a bassist and electric guitarist to come and play at this church. So I put the band together every week. And I met him when I first moved to LA, like within the first couple of months. And because I hired him for a gig. And then I was like, I was hiring a lot of drummers, but it was like every time I played with him, I was like, I just feel so confident and so like the groove is just rock solid. Like I want to play music with this guy. So he's been my drummer for probably coming up on 5 years. And he's German. He's awesome. He's He's been in the US for, I think, 10 years now, but he's originally from Germany. And then my guitarist was a mutual friend of the drummer. So it's all kind of who you know, and just being in LA and going to shows and knowing people who make good music.
That's that's really cool. These stories are really what make bands so fun. Like, I think that's really cool to see the journey, to see it all come together. And so, how long have you been together now? Would it be? So you said the drummer's 5 years, so that seems like 5 years. It's pretty good.
I would say, yeah, bass and drums has been consistently the same two people for about 4 years, and then Danny, my guitarist, just sort of post-COVID is when he joined. So 2021 was our first post-COVID, as if if there was like an end date. We don't know when it was, but 2021 was when he joined the band.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty neat. I did see a couple highlights on Instagram over, I don't remember what it was, but yeah, y'all grooves. Like, it's a get up and dance music, folks. Like, it'll get you up out of your seat for sure. Like,
yes, thank you.
It's important to establish like these, if you've got an identity like that, I think it really, in this town, it really carries through. I mean, it really comes through, like, I think it's really cool to see. So, what have been some of your favorite venues to perform at as a band? Like, has there been any particular one that stood out?
Okay. I'm going to sort of talk with my mouth full. We just played a very, very, very fun show this last January at a place called the Moroccan Lounge, which is owned by the same people that own Mercury Lounge in New York. They own the Terragram Ballroom. So it's a cool, like, independent venue. And then, so that was a really, really fun recent show. But my favorite show to date was right before the shutdown. It was January 2020. I got to play the Troubadour for my album release show, and it was like packed out. We had like 300 people in there. So that's still like the legendary show in my brain.
I mean, you put it in perspective, the history behind that is unbelievable. And just in general, like, even without the history, it's a great venue. What a thrill that must have been. Oh, my goodness. Like, people dream of that. Like, Elton John played there. And, really great artists over the years have been part of that.
So many.
Absolutely. So
yeah. That was what I did with the band. Like, before we went on stage, we had a little green room upstairs. And I was like, this is the green room that's been here since the beginning. Like, imagine all of the people who have sat in this room just like we are. And like, we just kind of all sat there and like took some breaths. And I said, I want you to just imagine your favorite artists that have been in this room. And just like, cause I mean, it's decades. Talk about a timeless place. Like, from the 70s onward, everybody who's anybody has played the Troubadour. From Carole King to Billie Eilish, like, they've all played the Troubadour. So it's, no matter the genre of music that you like someone that you idolize has played in that space and been in that spot. So it was just like, let's just soak it in for a second. So that was pretty cool.
Very cool. I am so glad it survived the shutdowns.
Oh, me too.
I just didn't know. There were about a few months where I just wasn't sure. It's wonderful to see it still going. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm just kind of sitting back reflecting on all that. Like, that's an awesome journey for sure. Now, let's take a moment now to give the chat the chance to ask some questions too. So this is the second half of our show, which we call. And how's the rest of that sandwich playing out for you so far? Nice.
A truly good sandwich gets better as you go.
True.
And this one is getting better. It's like the heat is building nicely. The sauce, it's like the sauce is a little bit more evenly distributed in the second half of the sandwich. How's yours?
Yeah, I think that I can definitely speak for the heat level. The heat level is starting to build, which I like. I like that. I think it's definitely what I was hoping for. We're almost through it. This was this is all I got.
Nice.
That's what I got.
I'm making a dent in this guy too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that thing started.
It
was
like
almost to the
18 inches
ceiling
long.
when you had it from the beginning. So that's incredible progress, Willow. Let's go ahead and start America's favorite moment in Twitch broadcasting. Once I find the button. Okay, here we go.
Do the dance. It's time for random questions. Great stuff. Ask us anything.
Yeah, we're in the spirit, folks. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. So, this is your opportunity to ask questions of Willow Stephens, our indie pop R&B singer-songwriter based in Los Angeles, which is where I am. If you have a question, write exclamation point question followed by the question itself and enter it into the chat, and we will read your questions in order throughout the remainder of our spot with Willow tonight. So, E-flat says, my heat level is right where the nose starts to run, but before the eyes start to water.
Same.
I feel it. You know, it's interesting. In the recent months, I've been involved in a lot of extreme spice level challenges, and it's to survive that is kind of wild. Do you take on anything of that caliber?
No.
You're the smart one. You're the smart one.
I love spice. I have enough risk and excitement in my daily career in life that I'm like, I can't take any more danger.
I hear it. I hear it. Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
No, that's a good point.
So funny.
I mean, you save your thrills for the stage. I'm with that. I'm down for that. Oh my goodness, King has joined us. Welcome, King Downbreaker. Nice to see you tonight. King's one of our mods and a great supporter of the program. We have 3 questions in the queue, so let's get to them. All right, here we go. And folks, forgive my ASMR. Oh my gosh, we got a raid! Holy cow! Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. So let's bring y'all in. I predict a riot. I predict a riot. Thank you for the follow. You Gory did a really good time. We are chatting tonight with indie pop singer-songwriter Willow Stephens. My name is Davey. I'm a variety streamer based in Los Angeles. And once each week, we feature an interview with fellow content creators from Twitch and beyond. Tonight, we're featuring a very incredible, really, really fun, and very, very talented Willow Stephens, who specializes in R&B grooves, and they kind of combine the retro with the modern. It's really great. So if you'd like to get to know more about our friend, definitely do so. Meanwhile, everybody here in our chat, I would love for you to follow Tatum Quinn XO, who is an awesome music streamer here on this platform. How is your stream? Hope you're doing well out there. And thank you so much for bringing your community over and Primonissimus. Thank you so much for the follow tonight as well. Oh my goodness, P.O.'s in the chat. This is great. I've known P.O. for a long time on Twitch. Thank you so much. Great to see you, P.O. This is the first
Awesome.
It's always good to see you in the chat, friend.
I don't know Tatum, so Tatum, I just went and followed you.
Oh, man.
Thanks for coming over tonight.
And folks, I'm also going to do this. This is Willow Stephens, and I highly recommend those of you from Tatum's raid to follow Willow in chat as well, because it is a very cozy vibe. There's the button. Give our friend a follow, and we'll get to know more about her tonight through the course of random questions, which include your questions. You can ask questions with exclamation point question followed by the question itself.
Thanks, King.
King says Willow is a treasure. Absolutely. So let's see what we got off the bat. It's a great question to start. Okay, so first from our friend, that E-flat guy. So much talent in the room. Can we just take a moment to soak this in? So much talent in the room right now. My goodness, I'm really I'm really honored to have all of you here. So the query is, do you have a consistent approach to generating ideas for songwriting? Like, do you start from an instrument or do you write lyrics first?
Oof. I have like a bank of lyrics, like a pantry that's like stocked with like ideas, song ideas. And then a lot of the time I'll have like an idea or a concept or like a direction, but I don't have like hard, fast lyrics yet. And then I'll try to get like a musical vibe. And especially if I'm writing with someone else, like usually I tend to take the lead on lyrics, and most of the people I write with sort of tend to take the lead on like the chords and the groove, and we'll both contribute to both sides. But usually it starts with lyrics, and then you get a little bit of a groove, and it's like, well, what does the groove feel like? Because you want the lyrics to match the groove, and then you sort of flesh it out back and forth from that. But I tend to start with lyrics, like that's the origin point, if that makes sense.
It's very cool to get. It's a very cool question, because it's not the same approach for everybody. I think lyrics.
No,
it's right. Like, some people like to do melody first, and some people like to do lyrics. Lyrics is a good place to start, though, because sometimes the lines come first. You're like, that you mentioned, like a line from a TV show. Like, you wrote that down, and like, this is a cool line to use in a song. And I think it's a terrific approach.
absolutely.
Follow-up question from Ryan is, Ryan, can you cue that again? So that way it'll go in the chat. Because what happens in our queue is like you can only queue one question at a time. So let's go to Rothgar's question next. If you are celebrating a birthday alone, do you sing the happy birthday song to yourself before eating the cake, or do you just cut a slice and eat it?
I definitely don't sing. I sing to myself all the time, but not happy birthday.
That's a terrific question. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also, I don't love cake. I would rather have like cookies or pie. Birthday cake is not my favorite.
Wow. We got information on this show. Look at this. But it's true. I do know that there are other people who are kind of more pie people than cake people. It's like a poll. King, would you like
Honestly,
to start?
I'd rather have a good cocktail than a dessert in the first place. So there's.
And now we're
there's
talking.
that.
Now we're talking. Now that sounds like a jam. That sounds like a good time.
TMZ
level. Willow Stephens, not a fan of cake. Imagine that as a headline. P.O. says, Sam, I'm more savory than sweet. E-Flat says, yeah, I'm kind of the same. I would rather have ice cream. And that's kind of true, too. Like, I think ice cream would be... Like, if you talk about a daily basis, would ice cream be more satisfying? I think it would be, yeah. I think... Well, it's just a controversy. Oh, I love that. Tana says, I'd sell my soul for some cake. Yeah, because everybody's going to be in different places with cake, I think. P.O. said, hot take. This is great. You stirred controversy on the show. But Rothgar, thank you so much for the question. It is a really terrific question. I would probably just eat the cake, too. I wouldn't need to sing it myself. I feel like the cake is satisfying enough in that scenario. So, thank you so again, Rothgar. Thanks again. Feel free to ask another question, and anyone else in chat, you can ask questions with exclamation point question followed by the question itself. Let's go to King's question next. Who do you dream of opening a show for, or that you would dream to have open for you? Wow.
Oh, wow. The first one's a lot easier than the second one. Mm-hmm. I would say I would love to go on tour with Emily King. I think she would be an amazing person. Or, yeah, that's the first one that comes to my mind. I think it would be so fun to go on tour with Haim because they look like they just have so much fun. Yeah, I'd say Emily King and Haim are pretty high up there.
Man, those are great acts. Wow. Yeah, I love your aiming high here. This is great. This is really great calls.
Where else are you gonna aim, man? Let's do this.
For sure. But some people are like, well, what could be a realistic goal? No, you're like, nah, we're going for it. Like, this is how we do this. I love that. He says, I mean, I was going to ask for an autograph. I still might. I don't know what that's about. I think that's about the cake controversy. That's phenomenal. So next question from that E-Flat guy asks, is the co-writing process with one other artist. How many songs have you co-written?
How many total songs have I co-written?
I mean, you can give us a ballpark answer. I think it would be fun.
I would say ballpark 100.
Wow, really?
I think so. Like I wrote 86 songs in 2018 alone. And I would say over half of those were collaborative.
Okay.
Like I have people that I'm like, oh, I've written 10 songs just with that person.
Oh my gosh. That's a great run though. Like, and so you've written about 100 songs in roughly 4 years, maybe 5 years?
Oh no, that's not my total. I would say in the last 4 years, I've probably written closer to 200 songs.
Wow.
And I would say over half of them were with someone else.
Yeah, Tatum Quinn says, "Whoa, that's wild. That is wild. You have to cherish that because like it takes some artists it takes them a lot to ever get to write one, and some don't even make it that far. So 200 is really cool. Like that's
Thanks.
great to see the inspiration coming for you." P.O. is pretty much stunned right now. Oh, question from P.O. Is the sandwich a banh mi? It is. Let me show that a little closer. It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Pork banh mi.
Yum, yum, yum.
It looks really good. And
it is. It was exactly what you want a banh mi to be.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, shoot. I would show my sandwich, but unfortunately it's gone. I can show where it was. There was a this does happen sometimes. The sandwich tonight was a Nashville hot chicken sandwich from Dave's Hot Chicken, which is a chain around here in the LA area. One that Willow has been to as well, which is really cool to see. Like it's great to have that common ground. I knew that like the one thing I could count on when we started this show tonight, like I knew that if nothing else, we would have like we both would be living in LA, so we have that in common if nothing else, and I was grateful for that. But it turns out we have a lot more than that. I think our tastes in music are pretty similar too. If I really think about it. Granted, I don't know. You're probably more up on modern artists than I would be. I tend to be a little bit more of an old soul from that regard, or many modern artists.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Who are some of your top artists?
Top artists. Well, Prince is definitely one. So that's one I think another one we probably have in common. Are we just talking about single artists or are we talking about bands too? Because like bands
too.
Okay, bands too. So Led Zeppelin, Queen, and then let me think. Anybody else that's pretty good? Oh yeah, the Arcade Fire. Like I really like them. They're really good. Those guys are great. Let's see. And then there's just a bunch of others that I think there might be a little too obscure to really bring up on this channel, but definitely it ranges from a lot. I mean, it's grounded a lot in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and 90s bands too. Like I do like Alice in Chains, big fan. Bruno Mars, yeah, definitely a Bruno Mars fan. Yeah, trying to think anyone else, but you mentioned Haim, and Haim is pretty solid, and Avicii, the late Avicii was pretty good. So it really expands everything. Like there's really a lot there. Thank you for the points, everybody. So there, we have a new community challenge for a 3-hour Styx piano stream. I play piano too between our interview shows, and thank you for the points, everyone. That's really nice of you. But wow, your creative process is extremely, extremely cool. Like, I think the efficiency of it is what's really impressive to me, and it really hasn't slowed down at all. Like based on what's coming, I know we have new music coming in addition to what's already out there. So.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I will say, like, when the pandemic hit, oh man, I made such a mess, you guys. That baguette really did not, was not shy about crumbs. When the pandemic hit, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you must have so much time. I bet you're so inspired. And like, from like the pandemic through the end of, like, the hit of the pandemic through the end of 2020, I hardly wrote anything. It was so hard. It was so hard to just put anything out. And I think everybody was under a lot of stress, but like I wasn't sure, like this was before I was on Twitch too. I wasn't sure if my industry was coming back at all ever.
Right.
So it was like a lot of existential dread, a lot of just like stress in the environment, a lot of like, am I going to have a career? Like, am I going to have so much of my work went away? Like all of my live gigs. And so it's, you know, it's the hierarchy of needs. Like if you are in extreme stress, you are not going to have mental space to be creative because your body doesn't know what's going on, like with the fight or flight all the time, you know? So I don't want to seem like I'm just a songwriting machine and I'm invincible and I've got like creativity coming out of my pores. Like I am a human. I am a human woman.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, but you're absolutely right. It makes a lot of sense that under such strange isolated conditions, it would be tougher to write music. Because if you think about it, like music is inspired by your experiences, and if you don't have any, basically, you know, outside of your home, what are you going to write about? That's kind of a good point.
Yeah, and for me, like going out to see live music and going out to see other performers is a huge way I get inspiration. So it's like between that and like great conversations with friends, and I wasn't having either one of those things, so it was kind of like,
yeah, it's so true. Now here. I've been asking this question less lately, but this is a great segue for it. How did you find Twitch? How did you find it as a music medium? Because, you know, as I mentioned, most people knew it as a gaming platform.
I had a fan who I did Sunday Night Lullabies on Instagram Live I started that in maybe 2017 or 2018, where I would go live on Instagram at 9 p.m. every Sunday night, and I would sing a couple of lullabies, and then I would sign off. And I had a few fans that had discovered that, and they're like, you need to get on Twitch. You need to get on Twitch. Here's all the reasons you need to get on Twitch. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going on Twitch. And then I had a really good friend of mine who is a DJ, and he's actually a Twitch partner now. His name is Just Style, Justyle. And he was like, you would kill it on Twitch. You need to get on, like I'm doing all of this. And so then it took me a little while. Thanks for the shout out for Just Style. For sure.
Absolutely.
I'm doing a collab stream with him next Wednesday. We're gonna write a song.
Wow.
We're gonna write a song on stream.
That's pretty cool. That is
but he's
cool.
A producer also.
Is it on your channel or his or both?
I don't know if we've decided. Okay. If I'm like going to be in the front page carousel, I think it would be smarter to do it on mine, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, folks, either way, follow both channels, and I think that, and feel free to remind me too, because like I definitely want to catch that, because seeing it in real time, I've not seen it in real time yet, or at least I've not seen you do it in real time, so that would be really fun to watch. So
yeah,
super cool. Oh, but anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but.
Oh, I wasn't getting to the point very quickly. So that's okay. Right. Yeah, so basically once I kind of understood what Twitch was in terms of music, I was like, okay, that sounds good. And then my favorite podcast, if you're an indie musician or if you are trying to figure out how to like make it in the music business, you need to be following Ari Herstand, who's written best-selling books, has an incredible podcast, but he did a podcast interview with the head of Twitch Music, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is one of the last places on the internet for music that's not oversaturated yet. You can still grow. You can find actual real fans who will know who you are. You'll know who they are, be able to connect with people all over the world. And it was like, I have been, sitting in my house trying to figure out, I have all of this music. How do I get people to hear the music that I've made? Because I think it needs to be heard. And it was like, Twitch is how I'm going to do it. And it truly has been. It has been a huge boost to my original music. It's been so fun. Like songs that didn't perform well on streaming that like are huge favorites on my stream. And like people know and love these songs. And I don't know. It's been such a gift. I'm glad I finally got my button gear. We had to move because we just had crappy internet, and the place we were living, like we couldn't get better internet. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have like a space to stream or anything like that. So we needed to move anyways, but we moved about a year and a half ago to the place we are now. And I was like, okay, I'm going for it with Twitch. August of 2021.
That's beautiful. And so this coming summer, you'll be celebrating 2 years on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great. But very savvy move when moving too. Like, yeah, that's the problem. If it's internet is bad like that, that's not going away. Like, because there's only like one choice. You can't really like improve that situation. So I'm glad that worked out though, because I know that moving can be very risky too. And so it's cool that worked out. So.
Oh yes, Dancer Chef Frank says that's when I got Dancer Chef Frank hooked into Twitch.
Oh, nice.
Because I was doing I have a Patreon community as well, and I was doing like monthly private YouTube concerts. So I was streaming on YouTube live, but only with people on my Patreon who had a link to it. So there was no discovery. Mm-hmm. But people would like buy a ticket, and Dancer Chef Frank was often at those. And so when I switched over to Twitch, it was like, game on, let's go.
Well, Frank, that's awesome that you made the journey as well. And it really is these observations from both yourself and from the head of Twitch Music really are salient, because I think there's true community here, which as just like we were talking about earlier, like long form programming still existing is wild to me. Like, I didn't think that this could even happen today. And it's great that it does. Like, even this show, like, it's really great to see people hanging out, like asking questions and things like that. Like, it's really cool to see. I have to say, like, I don't see that level of community on other platforms. Like, I think TikTok might be closest, but even that, because some people do TikTok lives, but YouTube definitely does not have the same feel to me. I don't know, how would you, I mean, you mentioned that it's specifically for Patreon, so I'm not sure. Had you attempted streaming on YouTube independently before going to Twitch, or even during at certain points?
No, I don't think I've ever done a public stream on YouTube.
Okay.
But it's not as interactive.
Right.
So yeah. I have more subscribers on YouTube than I do on Twitch. But Chipperdoodle's here.
Chip is here. Hello, Chip. Good to see you.
But even on the Patreon live streams, the culture of interaction and the culture of like, we're here together isn't there. And I think because people are used to consuming YouTube when it's not live as well. So it's more of a passive experience.
Yeah, it's true. And you do lose something from that. Like, I think having feedback from your audience is a big part of why the Twitch experience is so valuable. And Chip is a big part of that. Am I right? Chip, it's great to see you tonight. Chip, we're fielding questions for Willow Stephens. So if you'd like to ask a question of our friend Willow, you can use ! question followed by the question itself and enter that in the chat, and we'll cue that up for you. Tatum, enjoy your lurk too as you're walking the dog. Hope that's going well. PL, great to see you again tonight. And King Downbreaker, it's great to see you too. And here comes your question. Top 3 places across the world that you would love to tour. So I assume this means like tour with your band. Where would you like to go?
Well, I have not toured with my band at all. So everywhere.
Nice.
Everywhere is on the list. No, but I'm hoping to do a West Coast tour with my band this fall, because I think that's the most doable tour. So there's one, West Coast. I would love to tour. I would love to tour the East Coast. This is so boring. I speak Spanish, so it'd be really amazing to do a South America tour.
Ooh. Oh, that'd be so many experiences. So many great experiences down there. That's and warmer weather too. I guess so. Another incentive, just putting that out there. But those are great. Well, I know you rendered those as boring, but those are very cool spots to travel for sure. For sure. Especially if you've never been. Like, if you've not been to certain spots, like, of those spots on the East Coast, which of those appeal the most to you?
I don't know. Like, I feel like I need the experience of playing a show in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Because I also feel like New York is a good home for my music, too, because it's like, it's groovy. It's got a little funk to it. It's got a little bit of like you were saying, get up and dance and like makes you feel good. And I think I would love to see how that energy feels in New York, because every city has a different feel.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And I love New York, so that would be cool. I'd love to play in London too. I think that would be dope.
Ooh. These are great. These are great music cities. You know, there's energy. The energy is what really carries it. New York is a really good example. And then, yeah, London. I mean, so many great acts have performed in London over the years. You can make your career there. It's remarkable.
And like the London R&B scene is so cool.
Yeah.
Is so cool.
Yeah, definitely. King says, "Que linda." Yeah, absolutely.
Que linda.
Que linda. Muy bien. I could see London. Yeah, right? Greg King. I mean, it's definitely cool. Like, there's such a good... I think that's like... I think you kind of hit it on the nose as far as the R&B groove carrying really well in big cities. And I mean, you just named some of the best, honestly. Like, you can't really go wrong with any of those.
Yeah.
But
and I think that's a strategic thing too. That's not like where my heart desires to travel necessarily.
That's
but
true.
You know, if you want your music to get out, you got to play in New York. You got to play in London. Go to Atlanta. Go to Chicago.
Yep.
All these places where there is a hub. You know, where there's density. So.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, and then you talk about going to shows too. And wherever you've been, like, are there any particular shows you remember from as an attendee standing out to you?
Oh, wow. I love, one of my favorite LA venues is the Greek Theater. Every show I've seen there has been really amazing. Okay, formative concert experiences. I would say I saw Regina Spektor in Seattle when I was 18.
Wow.
And I was like a freshman in college. I had a friend that was like in college an hour away, and we met up. We like took the bus. I took the bus for an hour and a half to get there. And I grew up in a small town, and there are no music venues in my town. So to see a concert like that, and it was in like a decent sized theater.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing. And just eye-opening for me to be like, this is a thing that people do for fun, like anytime they want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I had a very musical upbringing, but like I wasn't exposed to live concerts. Which is funny because now that's what I'm trying to do for a living. But that was a huge one. I think I saw Alabama Shakes at the Greek.
Cool.
And Dawes opened for her, and they were both it was like a spiritual experience. It was absolutely gorgeous. Janelle Monáe, I saw Janelle Monáe and Alicia Keys both also at the Greek. Those are probably, like, I don't know, like all of my favorite shows have been at the Greek. I don't know.
For good reason, though. I mean, I've been to the Greek a couple times too, and you're right. It's. I think they do a really good job booking. I mean, I think what you're getting at, what you're speaking to, is their ability to book shows, their ability to find really good talent for concerts that fit that theater is really good. And they cover, it's not just recent acts, but it's also classic acts too. I think it's you've just labeled some really, really great like performers. And I think there's just something just right about it. Like, I feel like if you compare, we're going to get really LA folks for a minute here, but comparing that to the Hollywood Bowl, it's just too big. Like, you see, like, you go, and then the theater's like over there. You can't even see, like, you can't really see what's going on. But the Greek is kind of like the best of both worlds. It's big, but it's also really accessible. Like, you can see it and feel it.
Yeah. I saw Tom Petty at the Hollywood Bowl, his second to last show. Of his life,
oh my goodness,
which was crazy. But we were basically in the benches that were like 100 feet from the back. It was so far away.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I've been there too. I know what you mean. It is. Yeah. I mean, you're technically there, but you're not.
He's a few blocks that way.
Like, I promise that's him. Like, you hear it, but you don't quite see it. But trust us. Yeah. That's. Oh gosh, I still remember when he died. I still couldn't believe it. There's just some musician deaths that just completely take you by surprise. Never saw that coming. I was just, man.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
And it was so weird to have been, like, it was like 10 days or something after he played those shows at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah. It just looked like
So that was,
it really was sad. Yeah. Like you said, like I remember that too. I remember that he just done these concerts there, and I'm glad. But the silver lining of that is you got to see him. I did not get to see him. You know.
yeah.
And so that I think you can always remember and treasure.
I do.
He still had it at that point, didn't he? Like he still seems like he was still on his game.
It was a good show. I mean, his voice wasn't quite, what it was in when he first started out. Like he sounded like he'd aged, but it hadn't it was still nice to listen to. Like he still could sing, and he was still, I don't know, wasn't he in his 60s?
Yeah, he was in his 60s.
For someone in their 60s, he had it going on.
Yeah.
He was doing good things.
Yeah. That could be just an entire tangent. Ryan, let's catch up on this. Ryan says, did I miss my question? My Twitch mobile app crashed and I had to switch over to computer. Oh yeah, no worries. Yes, we did ask it a bit ago. Let's recap that a bit, because I think the question was, do you do lyrics first or music first? Or is it the one about I'm trying to remember which question was Ryan's question. You can actually even re-queue it if you want to. Oh, there was another question. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and re-queue that, Ryan. I'm sorry about that. I didn't. I don't think we caught it. And I'm glad to hear you got to see Tom Petty on his final tour too, though. That's really great. Tom Petty was a big part of a documentary I saw years ago called "Echo in the Canyon," which is
yes, great documentary.
Oh, so good, so good. Just really the creme de la creme of folk rock scene and the rock scene in general. Like so much history. It was really, you saw it too. That's really great. Yeah. All right, let's get to Eflat's question. What is a Twitch chat troll's favorite sandwich?
I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, that's a good. I think that's I would love to know too. I would. Oh no. Is this related to one of our redeems? Like, well, we're gonna find out, I think, in a minute. But Eflat, I'm a little stumped myself. The banh mi.
Oh,
that is good. That is good. Oh, okay. That deserves a. That deserves that. But Ryan, that's phenomenal. That's pretty good. Let's see. Steve Wynn would open for Tom Petty. Wow, did not know. That's pretty cool. Question's still wide open, everybody. If you'd like to send one in for Willow. But anyway, that's really. It's just amazing that you've seen so many shows. I think even just seeing like the amount of shows you've seen, just as a fan, is remarkable to me as well. Because I think it really takes a commitment. It really does, honestly. Like, to be able to have the energy to go to a show is a big thing, and I think it's really cool that you can do that with regularity.
I'm going to one tonight.
That's right. You're going one tonight. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's because I have no hobbies. It's just I live and breathe music. So
it's a good hobby. If you're sticking on something, music is a good one. It really expands the very limits of your creativity. So I think you could do a lot worse than being a music aficionado. Firefly. Hello there. Nice to meet you. Hello. How's it going? Brad, thank you for the points for the sticks challenge. But I mean, now you mentioned, you've been doing concerts for a while too. You mentioned you did one when you were around 18. Wow. That's pretty good. But that's great. You know, the venues that you go to, is this like a big show or a little show or kind of in the middle? I don't want to get
the one I'm going to tonight.
Yeah.
It's a small club.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can fit like 200 people in the room.
Not bad. Yeah.
But it's a good venue. Like it's a really cool, one of my favorite places.
I would say arguably
without doxing myself. It's
right. That's why I don't want to get too specific. I don't want to dox you either. So, but I feel like that's almost the optimal size. Like somewhere between 100 and 200 is like an optimal size. Hotel Cafe, you mentioned that I've been, and that's depending on which room. If it's the regular one, like the big one, that's an optimal size. That other one, not optimal. It's really, really tiny. You can't move in there.
It is very tiny. I do love that room, though. I've played both rooms at Hotel Cafe.
Oh, okay.
I've played both stages. And I honestly prefer the small one because it's the energy in there is so good. And like they have an event every Monday called Monday at Hotel Cafe. And it's like a songwriter showcase. And for stuff like that with like the intimate, like community feel, I love the second stage. I honestly haven't played the big room since the year I moved here. Actually, I played the big room when I moved here in 2015. I'd be curious to play it again because I've played like everywhere else since then. I'm like, I'm running out of venues. What do I do?
They should have that definitely should be accommodated, I think. It'd be a fun, because I think visually the setting for what your music is like is great. Like it's a good fit for that get up and dance groove. It's really, really good. Like I think.
You think Hotel Cafe has got a good get up and dance groove?
Well, see the way you ask that implies that you're not feeling necessarily in agreement with that. And I do see where you're coming from. I think the little room can have a good up and dance groove. The bigger one, I'm not so sure. Like, cause it's kind of cavernous. So I think I see where you're coming from on that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think also Hotel Cafe is so traditionally the singer-songwriter venue of LA that it's like people sit and chill and listen. And I'm like, get up on your feet. Let's go. I want you singing. I want you mobbing with me. I want you here. Like, let's do this. And I think like it doesn't have like you walk out on stage and there's an excited energy. Like I want that piece of a show. Like where if you go to a big venue and the artist comes out, everyone's like, yeah, like you feel that anticipation building. And a Hotel Cafe is like too casual.
That's fair.
To me.
That's very fair. Yeah. Cause you know what?
Doesn't have that. I don't know.
That's actually, that's really well put. I do stand corrected to a degree because what we see a lot at Hotel Cafe is like singer-songwriter sessions. Like you see like, panels of people like presenting and talking about, it's really like almost as much of a form as it is a concert venue. So it does make a lot of sense. So, Willow, if you were to recommend the get up and dance venues of the LA area and someone was visiting from out of town, where are you pointing them?
Well, it depends on the act. The Echo is great. The Echoplex, Moroccan Lounge is great. The Troubadour, if it's the right act, can be great. The Resident downtown in the Arts District is really fun. That room has got great energy. There's a couple more places. I need to play on the west side. I haven't played on the west side of LA as much. But there's some good ones over there too.
I can speak for that.
Yeah.
Yep. I vouch for the west side as well as west side venues for sure. I've seen some good ones.
What are your favorite west side venues?
Let me see. Well, when they were doing the show, I don't know if this necessarily counts, but when they were doing the Pier concerts, like at Santa Monica Pier, that was pretty sweet. That was kind of nice. That was kind of a good spot. Yeah. Let me think. Can I think of another one?
Here's a question. Let me refine the question.
Okay.
If you were to say, I want to see Willow Stephens at a West Side venue, what would it be?
Ooh, you know what? If it's still around, this is a bar, but if it's still around, Finn McCool's was a really fun like band spot. That was really cool. And if you can go a little further and go South Bay, like I've seen some really fun like cover bands at Standard Station, which is in El Segundo. That's a pretty good spot too. And there are places around there too, which would really be nice as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, like along those lines, like brew pub type places might be pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, you can definitely get it. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it looks like you hit your 50% of your goal.
Ah, yeah, nice. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, stick stream to prepare. And I am too, which is really great. So thank you so much, everybody. King Downbreaker. Charlie's Beats and Brad Lauren Ipsum, thank you so much for the points for the challenge. Things are really moving along nicely. Oh, who are you doing the song? That's so cool. Wait, do you do that song and then do people actually like call and respond to when you say halfway there?
I don't, but I should add it. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer.
That's so good. Thank you so much for that. That was really good. Firefly says, I just dropped in to say hi and to Willow as I already follow her. She's a great voice and talent.
Oh, hi, Firefly. Good to see you again.
Thanks for stopping by, Firefly. It's really great to see you. And King says, wait, was that the beginning of Willow and Davey duet? I suppose. It was like an unintentional duet. King with a question, too. So let's get to it.
Oh.
Books or film?
On vacation, books.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go on vacation and read a book by the pool. That is my favorite thing. My favorite activity is reading a book by water. Ocean, pool, lake, doesn't matter. I would say living in LA, my appreciation for TV and film has grown a lot in the last 8 years. So I like movies and TV a lot more than I used to, and I've found a lot of inspiration in them, and I enjoy them. And I probably consume them more than I do consume books. But I would say still books.
Pretty cool. And I think the book is the most adaptable medium, meaning you can take it anywhere. In a lot of cases, you don't need electricity to enjoy a book. So that's actually kind of a nice thing about it. Just kind of a goofy but underrated aspect of books. And
oh, no, absolutely.
yeah. And and the other thing with books is that you can really get a lot. I think it allows for a lot more exposition so you can really get to know characters, because when you read a book, things do not move in linear time. And I think that's a really big benefit to having a book. King, a really great question. Like, this is really good. Having said that, I don't read enough books. Like, I just feel like I can never find that. I can never find the time. I'm glad you can, though, when you're on vacation.
Yeah, for sure.
Any favorite
on airplanes?
Oh yeah, airplanes supposed to be a great venue. Do you use noise canceling headphones too, like to help like tune out the noise around?
I can't listen to anything when I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Especially music. If there's music in my ears, that's all that my brain can do, because my brain is processing that like 17 different ways.
I got you. Yeah. No, that's true. Like, I think it's tough to. Yeah, you're right. Because like, it would have to be if there were going to be any music and for that purpose of reading, it has to be instrumental. Like anything with vocals, forget it. Like I'll never like get to concentrate on when I'm reading. So, Firefly with a question. Let's hear it. So, if you were asked to sing a film theme of any film, past or present, I'm kind of thinking of a specific series of film too. If you were asked to sing a film theme of any film, past or present, which one would it be?
Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka.
Oh my goodness. And that fits your piano so great. That's so great. I love that.
I think that's the only like true theme song or like film theme that I have in my song list. That's the first one that comes to mind, and I love singing that one. Yes, E flat. You know it.
There it is.
You know
yep. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Firefly says good pick.
Thanks. Yeah. Great question.
We gotta go, folks. Sam fam, we gotta go over to Willow's channel and request that song. Like that's a great. It fits in your song list. Like I'm gonna.
It is. Yeah.
I will make a point of that. Pure imagination, my heart, right, King? Right? Oh my goodness! Thank you for the question, Firefly. What a good question. It is a remark. I didn't even think of Gene Wilder as someone that I could sing, because he's a comedian. But he did. It was really great, like to see him do that song, and I love the covers of it too. You know, really good. You know what?
Such good, cool chords.
Yeah, and even the like do do do. Do do do, you know, like that whole thing going on. Yeah, it's very, very, very well done.
I don't know. I got to figure that out. I don't know. I don't always do that part.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. I think we got it. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Major 7
Major 7 drop.
There you go.
Ryan knows his chords. I was actually Ryan, thank you so much for your advice. Ryan, did you know that Ryan has perfect pitch? Like that's really that's impressive. It's really cool. But
major 9th. Yeah.
Oh, major 9th.
Going down to the major 7th and back up to do.
Oh,
you just got solfeged.
I appreciate y'all for your background there. Like I'm always so happy to hear y'all's insight on music theory, and I think I noticed that a lot of the streamers on Twitch, like everyone has such a great musical background too. Like in terms of your theory, like how would you evaluate your command of music theory?
I would say I have a pretty strong background in it. So my mom's a music teacher. I took piano lessons from age 7 to 22. And I had really good teachers that made sure I knew how to do music theory. So I was a music major in college for a couple years, and then I switched to being a Spanish major, but I still took more music credits than I took in my actual major. So I have a pretty strong command of music theory, and I studied some jazz, and yeah, so I'm a music nerd through and through.
I love it. Okay, so I think we're gonna go ahead and close the queue, and I want to thank everybody for asking some really, really awesome questions tonight. Like this has been a really, really great session tonight. E-Flat says I figured out I could train my students' ears by training their language first. It's pretty sweet. So I think we'll just close with just a quick update on recent or upcoming events in the Willow Stephens universe, and we'll start. What is it? WC.
The MCU is now including the WSU is now incorporated into the Marvel universe.
That was gonna happen anyway. I mean, they already included X-Men and Spider-Man. I figure Willow Stephens is eventually gonna happen too. So
I've got my own timeline now.
You've got like all parallel universes, multiverse of Willow Stephens. That's so good. So let's see. We mentioned you'll be on rotation in the Twitch front page carousel. And you mentioned there's a new single out, which if you want to take a moment to talk about that, I'd love to hear more about it.
Absolutely. So I'm in the process of releasing an album. The album is called Best of Me, hoping that it will be out in full in the summertime. So there are already 3 songs out, including the title track Best of Me, Shine, and Highland Park. And I'm doing something that is called a waterfall release. So the next single is out exclusively on Bandcamp Friday, which is in 2 days on March 3rd. So if you want to hear it early, you can purchase it on Bandcamp Friday in 2 days. And Bandcamp Friday is great because it gives all the revenue to the artist. Bandcamp waives their revenue share 1 day a month, the first Friday of the month. So that's exciting. But it'll be out on all of the platforms March the 8th, 1 week from today. And it's called Vertigo. There's an incredible music video that we made for it. I am so pumped about the video. It is, I cannot wait to share it. It's going to be so fun. But I'm doing something called a waterfall release. So basically, as the album comes out, Vertigo is going to come out, but the other 3 singles will also be right there. So it's sort of like I'm building the album as I go, song by song. And then when the album itself is out, it'll come out in the order of the actual album. But right now it's just coming out kind of chronologically, song at a time, just to kind of help people also revisit the other stuff that's out, if that makes sense.
It does. And I think that's... I really look forward. The videos so far have looked pretty awesome too. So like I think that'll be a really cool release once it comes out. I'm gonna give everybody a link, and I was very careful to check the to check the URL. But here's Willow on Instagram, just so that you can keep up to date on all the releases and things that are coming up. Be sure to note the underscore. Make sure you put the underscore in the URL, so just to make sure you go to the right spot. So there's and that way you can stay up to date on everything that's happening with releases and so on. So that's awesome, super cool. You've got we mentioned earlier in the stream, we talked about about being part of women's. It was a
History Month.
Women's History Month, yes, just double checking. So Women's History Month, which will feature stints on the Twitch front page carousel, which is great. And then the last thing will be your spot in a Fever to Tell raid train at the end of the month. And if you have a few words about that, feel free to share that with us.
Yeah, so it was so funny. When I was at TwitchCon, I was seeing all these people with shirts that said Fever to Tell. And I met a ton of music community members, including yourself, at TwitchCon.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I want to like remember something that, like when I'm out and about in the world, I text myself, and I texted myself, what is Fever to Tell? And then that night at this party at TwitchCon, I wound up hanging out with Sashi Boom for like 3 hours. And then she brought up Fever to Tell, and I was like, what? That's your Twitch team? I didn't know that. And I showed her my phone. I was like, look, I wrote down like, what is Fever to Tell? Find out what it is.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Which was so funny. And then so I'm part of that team of streamers, music streamers, Fever to Tell. And Sashi is just great at embodying so much of what's awesome about Twitch in terms of inclusivity, in terms of just genuine authenticity and musical talent. Like, goodness gracious, Sashi is like so awesome in terms of her musical skill, and she collects people that embody all those things too. So they're doing a raid train at the end of the month. I don't know my window yet. I don't know my time slot, but that's going to be really, really fun. So looking forward to it.
I think that's a really remarkable story that you effectively found it sounds like that's, did you join Fever to Tell at that moment when you met Sashi in person? Because that's, or were you already part of it?
No, but I think it happened like a couple weeks later.
Oh,
so I
okay,
think,
okay.
Yeah, it was sort of like she brought it up to me. She said, would you be interested in joining?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Because she had been in my stream, and it was just sort of one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like so much about like music careers and networking and stuff is like 4 or 5 things happen before something actually moves forward. It's like, oh, well, this thing led to this thing, which led to this thing, which led to this thing, and now we're here.
Yep. But that's really great that she had that she's been that really great about opening up to people and building a community within the community. It is a great community. Like, if I'm sure you know some of the other contemporaries in your group, and it is quite an incredible group, including, like what you mentioned, Sashi Boom too. Can we give a shout out to Sashi Boom as well? Obviously, that would make sense in the scenario. King also says March 24th and 25th, and
yes, that sounds correct.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. So that's you'll see that all over Twitch. So follow Willow, and Willow will be part of that. It's a really good lineup. Some of our other friends will be part of that too, and I believe that includes C-Dub Guitar, who we've had on this program before.
C-Dub.
Yeah, C-Dub's great. He's a very fun guy. Yeah, I'm glad you got to see him. You got to meet him too. And there are many others. What I don't want to do is I don't want to like mention like this streamer's going to be on here and then they're not. So let's not do that. But definitely watch for all these streamers come March 24th and 25th. This should be a really good event. Is that not correct? That should be correct. Oh no underscore. Yeah, no underscore. So it's just Sachi Boom, all one word. I think we'll do it. So no worries, King. All good. Okay, so I think that's about all we had. Any last words for you as we say goodnight, and then hopefully return to your channel at some point to catch your lab.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun. Thank you all for your thoughtful questions and for hanging out with us. I would love to eat a sandwich with any of you.
Aww.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Willow, this has been an absolute pleasure. Feel free, if you ever want to promote something else, let us know. We can always get you back another time. And thank you again, and best of wishes to all your good music coming out. And
Thank you.
And yeah, you're very welcome. Enjoy. Yay for Treasure. E-Flat says, I enjoyed the conversation. Make sure you give it. Yeah, I could not stress that enough. Let me do this. For those of you who are joining us a little later, this is the link to Willow Stephens' channel. Give Willow a follow. It's a great vibe, especially on Sundays when you have the lullabies, but all the days are fun nights. So again, enjoy the show tonight too. And hopefully we'll talk soon. And all the best.
Thanks, Chip. Thanks, Frank.
Tag
bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Well, not bye, Willow. But thank you, Willow. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. That was really fun, folks. What an incredible spot that was. And what we're going to do in just a moment or two, thank you again for hanging out. And so we'll go ahead and kind of roll into we're going to roll into the tier list. And so what we're going to do, what we're going to feature this time out is a tier list of Los Angeles area freeways. Now, I recognize that most people in our chat are not from LA, or they don't live in LA, and they're not exactly sure what we're talking about. I will gladly break this all down for all of you as we go through this, because I'm quite familiar with most of these routes. So let's get to it. Well, thank you so much too. Again, give our friend Willow a follow. It was a really, really fun conversation, y'all. If you missed any part of it, catch our VOD after our stream's over. It'll be right here on Twitch, or you can catch it on YouTube at Davey's Eating a Sandwich on YouTube if you're looking for us there. So, Chip, we will discuss the 405. In fact, let's do it now. So, as we do the tier list, we're going to play music from Willow Stephens' catalog. So we're going to start with some of the most recent works, and then we'll just play more of her music as we go through the remainder of the tier list. So let's get to it. And we're going to go take a look at these roots. All right, so here we go. We have this. So the 405 is so bad that we named the F tier after it. So the F tier tonight is the 405, literally. The S tier, meaning the top tier, is we love it, we love it, we love it. And Rothgar says, wish I could stay, but I have to be off. Have a great rest of the stream. Absolutely, Rothgar. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your questions too, friend. It's great to see you. And take care. Take care as well. Happy Sad. Thank you, Happy Sad. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, so the rest of the categories are just basic letter grades: A, B, C, D. There is an 11th Circle of Hell category. I kind of feel like those are interchangeable with the 405, but it is what it is. I guess we can designate that special category, but we should start with the low-hanging fruit of the hour, the 405 and Chip. I agree with you. It is in a category all by itself. And so there it is. You've decided. Yeah, I hear that, Ryan. So we'll just go through this pretty quickly then. We don't want to waste too much time on this. But if any of you happen to have seen any of these routes and you want to have a comment on it, feel free. This is the Glendale Freeway, Route 2. I think it's fine. I think we'll put it at a solid A. 110 is the one that connects through downtown. It's crowded all the time. It goes all the way to San Pedro. It's serviceable. It's kind of tough. It's got a lot of weird Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'm probably going to put it here. I think the reason why I put it here is because if you talk about the part that's north of the 101, it's 6 lanes across and never moves as steady. Oh, no, I know. Willow's right. Like, it really doesn't. It's just such a... It's every moment of the 110 is stressful. Like, the merging, the construction, like, it's kind of a pain, to be honest with you. So it's not as bad as the 405 because it does at least move. The 405 frequently does not move, so I would probably put that there. There's actually a separate spot. Oh, then this is the one that's Circle of Hell. My goodness. This is probably D then. I'll put that there. because the green 110 is what I was referring to, like everything north of the 101 freeway, because that's like the connector. That's the Aurora Parkway, basically. Takes you all the way to Pasadena. But these on-ramps are ridiculous. Like, it's a stop sign. Like, these on-ramps were built in, like, 1928. Like, it was ridiculous. Oh, I was talking about the 405, but 110 and off-ramps take your life. Right? Like, honestly, like, it's terrifying. Terrifying to try to get to merge onto that. You just have to hope nobody's on the freeway at that point. But the 405 is a special kind of bad. Like, it just, I mean, honestly, it's so bad. Folks, if you've never lived in LA, if you've never been through LA, I'm going to tell you, is like, just think of the worst traffic imaginable and then, like, multiply by 10. That's the 405. Like, it's just wild to drive by it and see how rough it is all the time. It does move sometimes, but it has to be, like, early in the morning. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. So 210 is not that much better than the 405, honestly. It's pretty rough. I'm going to put it over here. 118 is one of my favorite freeways. This is the route that goes on the very northern the northern border of the San Fernando Valley. It also runs through Simi Valley, and effectively will take you like sort of like a backdoor route around the valley to get you to Ventura County. So it's pretty cool. And then it eventually connects with 23, which runs to north-south, but 118 goes east-west. So this is a big one. I love this route. We love it. It's very efficient. It's fast. It's rarely congested. It's a great route. 126 is a similar situation. It's a little different though, because it's a lot of it's just like roads. It's not even an actual freeway. So it runs through Santa Paula, goes all the way through Fillmore, and it connects from Ventura to Ventura's like way west of Los Angeles. I can show it to you on the map, but it connects you from this all the way to Valencia. So there's a pretty good route to take during rush hour. Willow, have a great rest of your night. You're so welcome, folks. Follow our friend Willow Stephens again. It's a great conversation, and thanks for hanging out a little bit as well. Let's. Can you give the shout out to Willow's channel again one more time as Willow heads off to do the things. Yeah, it's really great to catch up with our friend Willow, and definitely go check out her stream when she's on Twitch, everybody. So let me just give you an idea where the 126 is. So this is the 126. It is here. So you can see it doesn't really go to LA, but it does take you to Valencia, which is where Magic Mountain is. If you need to like go to the Antelope Valley, which is this area, Santa Clarita on into Palmdale and Lancaster, 126 is a very, very good route. And it's very, very, it doesn't really get backed up a lot. So that's a pretty good spot. So let's go back over here. Thank you very much for the shout out. Yeah. So yeah, everybody follow Willow Stephens if you're not already. All right. So, 134 is kind of somewhere in the middle. It's pretty good. I think I will put this under We Love It, but this one's kind of A because it does have its bad moments, and they're usually precipitated by the 5. Like, the 5 just tends to back up so much. It can be just so annoying. So there you go. 91. Chip, would you disagree with it? Would you agree with this? It's rough. It's like the 405 of the East. I'm not joking. It is one of the worst freeways in the history of civilization. It's so bad. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like a tiny freeway and it gets backed up all the time. It's so bad. Now the 105 is pretty sweet. Like, this is the one that takes you between it takes you like from Downey all the way to LAX. This is a solid route. We love it. And then 101. Now I'm putting this where it is, not necessarily because of the quality of the actual freeway, but it's just iconic. I mean, the Ventura Freeway, you heard songs called Ventura Highway by America. I mean, 101 is as iconic as they come. It's a very, very, there's so much history behind it. And the parts from between Hollywood and downtown are terrible. Absolutely terrible. But everything to the west of that is decent. It's not bad. I mean, the valley can be annoying sometimes, but it's understandable. And then when you go west of that, it's actually pretty cool. I mean, we could talk about Ventura County a little bit. That's where I'm from. And then there are annoying parts to that, but all in all, I think there's just so much history, and the drive is great. You pass by so many really cool places with it. It's iconic. So 101, even though it's not the most efficient route, there's plenty of traffic there, but it is definitely a quality route because it gets you where you want to go. Hey Jerry, what's going on? How's it going, my friend? I told my friend Audrey that if I had a better job, I'd love to live in the Valley of California. Oh yeah, definitely. You can get to a lot of places from there. Jared, it's so great to see you. Can we give a shout out to Aphoticphoton? That's our friend Jerry, a amazing photographer. And to just give you an idea how amazing this is, I will show you. Maybe I should go here first and then I'll show. But I'm gonna go take you to. I think this will work. Just really briefly, just to show you some of the photography that our friend is. Oh, never mind. Okay, never mind. Well, we'll punt on that idea. But you can follow our friend Aphoticphoton on Instagram. I mean, on Twitch, and check out the photography streams and other things that are in the works there. It's pretty good stuff. Jerry says, "I love the." Oh, there you go. Cool. Thank you, Jerry. Go ahead and pop this. I'm gonna go take this. I'm going to take this, and we are going to take a look at some of our friend Jerry's work. It is brilliant work, and friends on Twitch have really taken kindly to it. So here are some of the. I think I'm going to point you to Twitchmas 2022. He took a lot of great photos at Twitchmas 2020, or Jerry took a lot of great photos here. So this is Carmela, and this is everybody. Okay, so you can see here, if I click on this and zoom in. So you see how you have Carmela, Sashi Boom, Megan Linnaeus, CA in LA, Magnificent, Greg from the Compliments, and I mean, look at this group. Like, there's just so much energy in this photo. This is really cool. And then if you keep looking through here, you can see everybody individually. So this is Greg here from the Compliments, doing his thing on piano. Like, you can see like just that pose and everything else. And then I'm trying to remember who this was. Was this? Oh, is that who I think it is? So let's see. Yeah, look at all these photos though. This is really. Oh, Trey, thank you. There's Sashi. Check out Sashi Boom right there. That is cool. Look at that. I mean, just look at the like. That is just like that's just the boss owning the stage right there. Really cool. And some more. Look at these great photos. And then you've got Megan over here. Megan's a badass too. I should mention that. Like, Megan Linnaeus. I mean, I had the privilege of meeting Megan at the rooftop show during TwitchCon weekend in October. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, right here. Oh my goodness, this is just incredible stuff, folks. Like, so yeah, Chip, you're right. So many friends. And then we'll just keep scrolling through here. And I think these are folks in Megan's band here, and then we'll just keep going. And yeah, look at this. It's good stuff. Oh, that's our good friend Rondi. Check it out. Ron with the cone. I love it. So let's see. And then now we're getting to Carmela's band. So this is all the folks from Carmela's band. They're all badasses. And of course, and oh yeah, this is their bassist. I remember her name. Is it Ashley, I think? And of course, the star of the show right here. I mean, I feel like, I swear there was a fan running when Jerry took this photo, or these photos of Carmela. Like, I really do think, like, I swear, like, this is the one that really catches everybody's attention right here. Like, this is just like, this is rock and roll in one photo. Like, oh, actually, okay, cool. I got that right. Really cool. Jerry says, I brought myself that new camera literally after CA and LA gave me official deets about Twitch. That's so cool. It really came through for you, that camera. Look at this. This is amazing. Look at these photos. Like, this is just so cool right here. And then we keep going. Like, this is an album cover. Look at this. Like, this is phenomenal. This is really, yeah, this is pretty amazing stuff, folks. I would too, King. I would buy, maybe it is available, like, folks. Like, you know, feel free to link us if you got a merch link, Jerry. But, man, I would buy that. Look at this. That, and then you see the disco ball in the background. Like, this, the framing is just phenomenal here. Like, this is the lighting. Like, it's just. I mean, I can't. I mean, I'm assuming the lighting was good where you were at, Jerry. Like, I'm not 1,000% sure if it was, if you worked within. I mean, if you found the lighting to be adequate, but that's just. This is wild. And this is Mark Magnificent over here on this side. And, oh yeah, it's just, golly, this is great. Mark is just so cool and you don't even know it. Like, it's just, I don't think there's a shred of ego in his system either. Like, it's really cool to see him just doing his thing. Like, he's really, he's the glue of, like, all these events. Like, it's really great. And this is Coco Confession on the right, who you can also follow. Like, most of these folks you can follow on Twitch, like I should mention. But Coco Confession is a gaming streamer who also can do bass for folks, specifically for CA and LA music shows. So, and there are CA and LA. There's Ashley right there. Yeah, Ashley EIGH Ashley. What a voice though. And then here's Courtney. And then, of course, the two of them together. Like, this is just, if you could put chemistry into one photo, this is the photo. Like, this is really, and having this all happen around Christmas time, like, this is just such a glorious moment. If you go to IRL, there's stuff from TwitchCon. Oh, sweet. Okay. Just pop over there. But you can see that was a really great event. You can see there's so many people. Look at all these cool people. I actually recognize some of the people in the crowd. Currently Coin. Joyce Lee. This is Alexis Monet. And if I'm looking at that correctly, that might be a Nell Stahl. It's kind of blurry, but I'm not sure. And then I think I recognize this guy too. I don't remember exactly who that is, but there's Matt. That's Anna's partner. It is a Nell. Oh my goodness! Like, that smile comes through despite, like, the blur effect. Like, that's really interesting. So, wow, Jerry, you really were amongst greatness that night. It's really wild. This is really good stuff. And I think this is left. Now you're getting some names I'm not 100%. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is an L. Absolutely. And some more cool people here. Oh, there's Colleen over here. Colleen Dauncey's on this side right here. So what an event. Like, honestly, check that out. Now I think that is Tyler Alexis on the left. I do not know who that is on the right. But yeah, that's really great stuff. Let's roll it back up. So we're gonna go to IRL. And this, wow, look at this wedding photo. Who is, if you don't mind me, is this someone any of that we might know? Oh, that is Tyler. Okay, great. I think we were speaking of the previous photo, but yeah, that was Tyler Alexis who won a stream deck. Congratulations. And 1/4 of her time. Wait, let's go back to that. Let me go back to that. Wait, 1 second. That 1/4 of her tongue. Let's go back to that photo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jerry says, I was pooping bricks that night, but I think I felt more comfortable as the night went along and just got into my zone. That's cool. I'm glad that settled in for you. Gosh, so many recognizable faces in every photo, every single photo. Like, it's quite remarkable. I gotta remember to be more on the ball getting tickets for things like this, because I was like, by the time I came up with the idea to get the ticket, it was already sold out. But you can get the idea. If you're ever in the area for a Twitch event like this, it's totally worth it. Like, this is really, really cool. So we're staying on that topic. Oh, I know. I think this is over in Austin, right, Jerry? Like this is someone who you mentioned in socials. I do not follow this person, but I believe that they're really good. Oh, I see. So the wedding photo, Jerry's saying the wedding photo is an old friend of mine. She asked me to do a wedding back in 2019. I never really felt worthy of my photography, and then I realized I think I'm okay at this. Yeah, this is quality right here. The photos, the face. It captures the positivity of the moment. Emma McGann, she is on Twitch. Okay, great. That's really cool. Emma McGann, I love it. Yeah, this shot here, this is everything. And this is in Dallas. That's pretty cool. Let me go ahead and give that. Well, actually, I don't know the handle, so but yeah, I'll go look for Emma McGann. That's pretty cool. The hair is fire. Like that's really cool. Some more wedding photos. These are adorable photos. This is really great. Now we're moving into the rooftop party. So this is the bassist from Megan Linnaeus's band that night. This guy just lives and breathes 80s. Like you may as well put him in Back to the Future or something. Like it's pretty wild. But now this event, I was here for this one. And Megan was great. Like this is a really, really great set, and just the passion in what she does. Like this is really, really good. Freak Bass, that's right. He's a name, Freak Bass. That's right. And then this is Kathleen L, I believe. If I remember, if that correct. So, and then yeah, Megan. Pretty much had everybody by the tip of her fingers that night. This is a really, like the whole band was really killing it that night, really. But just a really upbeat, up tempo. This was a good set. And it was just like in a pool and you had like the cocktails and everything. Yeah, these are great photos, Jerry. Wow, this is some good stuff. And then there's Sashi in the smaller photo. And then some closeness with Sashi, yep. Is that Nick sounds right here? Like Krista next to Sashi? Double checking. I recognize that hair. Like Nick's has some of the best hair like in Twitch music. It's like really I just didn't want that to come off inappropriate, but she has like the coolest hair. Like it's really good. Jared says that night was the night to be. Aside from Megan Stallion, like I was asking other friends what plans they had, mentioned a rooftop hotel bar, and I was like, wait, for me, I'm doing this thing. And then I see them in line to this event. Right? Like totally. Like I had the thing for that official party, and as good as that might have been, and Megan Stallion's obviously is like a huge name, but it's like, you know, like this was where it was at for us. Like this was really fun. And then hey, Kuyasai's in the chat. Like a shout out to our friend Kuyasai Music. What's up, friend? How you doing? But we're looking at photos from our friend Aphoticphoton, who says I can't wait for Twitchmas too. Same. I'm gonna definitely jump on the tickets this time. I'll be more on the ball with that this time around. So first, let's give a shout out to Jerry. There we are. And then and Kuya. So follow those two fellas. And then let's keep it rolling. Okay, so now oh wow, you even got photos of the jam session. That was a moment captured in time for sure. So if we can roll these out left to right. So you got Joyce Lee music here, Matt Suarez and Jory Avener here. I don't exactly know who's behind. Oh, that's Laura actually. I think Laura like way over there at the back, sitting down. And then I don't know who that is next to her, but we'll keep going. So then this is Trevor Owens here, and then wow, yeah, this is great. Theoretically, I'm in here somewhere, but I don't exactly know. Hannah Rebecca is over here. This is I'm like doxing people left and right. I'm sorry, but but since they're on Twitch, I think it's okay. This would be I'll probably just stop there because I'll only oh, this is C-Dub on the left, far left over here. Our good friend C-Dub right here with a guitar. Yeah, dude, you were there. No, I was totally there. So, it's just one of those moments, like, you know, just to step aside for a second, just to comment on that. I still can't believe I was a part of that. Like, it just felt like such a moment in time. I'm really honored to have been invited to just partake. So C-Dub and I actually, I think we came, if I'm remembering this correctly, I think we came together. Yeah, and so or did we? I don't even know at this point. I'm kind of, so much, the timeline part of the TwitchCon weekend was just all a blur at this point. So, but we all ended up there, and it was really amazing stuff. Like, just to have this all happen impromptu. So let's keep going through this. So, yeah, this music, this is like one of the great collabs you'll ever see. Like, it was really great. You even had a violin in effect. Trevor's violin is really good. He had like 3 guitars, and they were all kind of working off each other. This is so cool. Yep. Yeah, this is pretty kick butt. Oh, so here, this is Joe, Radio Joseph Joe, who is Hannah Rebecca's partner, and you can see he's doing his thing with guitar. A lot of great guitar players here. And now, how about Tyler Lev's music, who's just a sensation on Twitch, and just an incredible voice, incredible voice. So his set was also pretty fire. Jerry says, no lie, I would wake up and take shots of tequila in the shower. Like, I'm glad. Yeah, it really was. Like, it was the most like organic experience I can ever remember. Like, the kind of things you would see movies about, Jerry. Like, and we were there. Like, we were just fly on the wall, just absorbing it all happening, and it was really cool to see that. And I imagine this will happen again, you know, in the next TwitchCon, something like it. But, you know, big time thanks to Jory and Joyce for inviting all of us to this impromptu, and I mean impromptu jam session. Like, this is really great. These photos, these folks appear larger than life. That's because they are. Like, you can see how much camaraderie there is. And what's really unbelievable about that is that most of us had never met each other before this weekend. Like, honestly, literally, we never actually seen each other in person. And we're just here, and it's like we've known each other forever. And it's just amazing to see this. And, yeah, look at this. Look at all these great shots. Like, this is every day of TwitchCon. I know, for sure. I'm counting on this. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Jerry, thank you so much, Jerry, for sharing all those with us. Like, that was... I really appreciate you sending that link. And, you know, if you want to see more photography similar to that, check out the link above to our friend Aphoticphoton's Twitch page. You can see really cool photography and art just like that on Jerry's channel. Check it out. So let's go return quickly. I kind of... That's just quite a note. I kind of want to end the stream on a high note, and, you know, talking about LA Freeways is not going to do that. So let's just run as quickly as we can through the rest of this. Okay. So 1, absolutely, this is going to be, we love it. I mean, the PCH, my friends, like, the views are great. The vistas are great. It's a fun drive. It's used in a lot of commercials. Is 5 o'clock traffic really a thing like gridlock, or is it all? No, it's a thing. It's beyond a thing. It's actually even worse than you would think it is, like, actually, in a lot of cases. But there's some places that are particularly bad, so if you avoid them, you're probably okay. 405 and 91 are the 2 worst, which is why they're over here. Don't go here. If you avoid these roads, you'll probably be fine. 101 is somewhere in the middle, like, you can get around it. Okay, so let's see, 14. Well, that's just the connector that gets you into Palmdale. It's whatever, it's fine. 210. It's kind of an extension of the same idea, so we'll just put it here as well. 22. I'm trying to remember what 22 was. I've seen 22. Oh, no. 22 is like Absolutely. 22 is garbage. Like, I don't even want to get into why it's garbage, but it's garbage. Like, it tries to merge with the 57 to 55 and like the 5. Like, it's just like, what are we doing here? That's just a stupid road. It just doesn't work, especially if you're going eastbound. Like, it's just dumb. Don't go there. 60s. It's like the Route 60 is the one I really want to love. I can't. It's just backed up too many times. It's too much chaos. But theoretically, it's a good route. But it's just too many problems. I think I'm gonna put it like D, maybe C. I wish I could love it more than I do. 57 is kind of meh. I'll put it over here. 55's kind of, well, it's better than that. So I guess 55 would be like a B. Where's 55? Over here? Okay, put that up here. Never been here, never been here, never been here, never been here. Now 138 I think is, where is it? I'm trying to go as quickly as I can because I think I have to really, the place I really like to raid if I can, like to have it or bring our party to. Jerry says, December I may rent a car finally, but when I landed for TwitchCon, I was close to renting. Took a bus shuttle to train station, and my goodness, the morning traffic though. Yeah. And what, this was in San Diego? Or was this back, oh no, you said December, so that was when, yeah. It was pretty, it can be pretty nuts. Yeah. I hear you on that. So I'm trying to figure out where, oh, okay, this is 130. I knew it was something. Yeah, this is fine. This is good. Because I think this is like Pear Blossom, which takes you to here. This is pretty solid. I would probably give it a B. I don't want to put too... Nobody else is going to have an opinion on this, so I think B is fine. 10. I mean, the 10 gets the job done, I guess. But you just don't want to take it during rush hour. But if you can get out of rush hour, I think it's a solid route. Weekends are kind of tough, too, so I guess I'd probably put it as C. But it does get the job done a lot, so... 5 is atrocious. Like, nothing about the 5 is good. Like, even when there's no traffic, it sucks. Because, like, the 5 takes you through Central Valley and there's nothing going on there. And it's just not a fun drive. You only take it if you have to. And you really shouldn't. Because, like, it's always full of traffic. It's rarely a good decision to take that road. So, it's 4 or 5 level for sure. 15, on the other hand, is epic. It's great. This is the route that takes you from LA to Vegas. I highly recommend. You have to go through some roads to get to it, but once you get to it, it either takes you to Las Vegas or San Diego. You cannot go wrong with either of those. A terrific route. I'm a fan. 15 all the way. We love it. I-5 sucks in Washington too. Oh, oh yeah. You know, it's interesting. Not Demolo Fellow. I saw that. I saw that too. Because when I went to see, I went to visit Washington. I went to visit Seattle, last fall, and yeah, the 5 was just as bad there as it was in California. So I completely agree with you. Now 73 is kind of horseshit to me because it's like, well, it's a toll road. So I'm like, no, fuck toll roads. I just think it's dumb. It's not bad. It's actually amazing. But the fact you have to pay to get on it is bullshit. So I would probably just put it in 11th Circle Hell just from that standpoint. It's like it shouldn't. I don't know how you would put a tier of it should not exist or it should not be a paid road, but it should not be a paid road. So there you have it. 605 is kind of meh. It does get backed up a lot. I'm gonna put it at C. 710 is a little better. But it's not terribly useful because like by the time you actually can connect to it, you're already pretty much there. So I'm gonna put that at probably C, but there's not enough of it, I guess. If it were to run more of, I think it takes you all the way to Long Beach, which is fine, but it doesn't go further north enough. It doesn't go north enough. Like, I think if you could get that all the way to Pasadena, it'd be really good, but it doesn't really do that. So 247, haven't been 330, haven't been there. I might have been at 38. Let me see where that is. I don't know. 39, 56. So any of these are not going to really be doing much here for me. 42. I mentioned 42. I mean, I thought about 42 this afternoon. I haven't been on it though, so I can't make an opinion. 71. Have I been on 71? Yeah, it'd be this one. Okay. I mean, I guess it's fine. I just put it at C. So go C. Haven't been on 90. 33 is what takes you to it takes you from Ventura to Ojai, so that's way west of Los Angeles. It's not very good. It's like basically like one road, like one lane. It's pretty useless, and it's frequently bad. It's frequently like reaching traffic jams. It's kind of a pain to deal with, so I'd probably put a D. Let's see, anything else I can come up with off the top of my head? 18, I think I'm familiar with. Like, I believe 18. If I remember correctly, 18's up here somewhere. Yeah. So this is like kind of part of the connector. It takes you to the 15. So it comes through in a pinch. There's nothing terribly remarkable about it, but it's solid. So I'll put it at a B. I absolutely have no idea what this one. 74, I thought I might have seen somewhere. Let me see. I don't really have much there. 71's okay. Oh, this is 74. Okay. Yeah, I guess 74 is fine. I'll go ahead and put that in C. It's kind of taking you through the Costa Mesa, more or less. Oh, no. It takes you to Dana Point. Okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. Kind of do that. I think that's good enough. We're going to go just put the rest of these as haven't been. Let's get out of here. We got a places to be, my friends. I want to take you all to a really cool place. We got a real party going brewing, and I would like for you to see a good friend. Let me just confirm a thing for a second. So there's our tier list. Pretty awesome roots that make up the S tier, and even these really could even be, these A roots definitely are very satisfying. These are fine. These are serviceable. Not the best. And then these are just a pain. And then this is just like the pain upon the pain. And the rest of these I just don't know about. The definitive freeway tier. Hey, Chip, thank you for the points. Oh my goodness, thank you for the points too, Jerry. For the Styx Piano Stream Challenge. I promise it should be really fun. Like, I've been working on these songs throughout the week. So, thank you folks once again. And thank you to Willow Stephens for hanging out with us tonight. It was a really fun conversation. And if you missed any part of it, the VOD will be up on all the socials pretty soon. We're going to go head out. And let's go say hi to someone. We got a raid too, so thank you to Tatum Quinn XOXO for the raid. And oh yeah, thank you for the shout out again. And Jamie, thank you for the points too for the Styx challenge. It is moving along. I'm really looking forward to it. We reached 50%. I'm really thankful for that, everybody. It looks like we can make this goal, and if we can get it within the next 20 days, that's gonna be amazing. Thank you everybody again for hanging out tonight. So we are gonna go. If any mods can get the raid calls out, we are going to go. Let me make sure of a thing first before we do this. I want to make sure that the raid destination is not about to raid out themselves. So let me make sure of that first, and then we will go ahead and calculate our raid. Oh man, maybe not. Okay. Hold on a sec. Oh, I think I just missed. No. Okay. And not only that, but I think we go. Okay. It looks like we're going to be in a good spot. Okay. So, friends, thank you for the raid calls, King. And mod love in the chat, everybody. Oh, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Not Demo fellow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chip. Thank you so much. And Jerry, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate the hang, and it's really great to see your photos tonight. I was really excited to share that with everybody. So we Copy the raid calls, folks. Mod love in the chat, everybody. Exclamation point, mod love. For all the cool people who make this thing happen. King and Jamie and all of our good mods. It's really good to see you all again tonight. So again, go follow Willow Stephens. The link was in the chat earlier. And let's make the thing happen. We are going to go back because it's our friend's birthday. We're going to go and return to... We're going to go to Chris Fox music. We had Chris Fox on about a week ago. It's his birthday tonight. Share all the birthday love to our good friend. And we're going to head over there now. We'll start the raid. Copy the raid calls. Make sure to follow Chris Fox music, too. It's a really great vibe, too. And very much in vogue with what Willow does, too, with like the cozy vibes. And it's a jam. And it's a good time. So here comes the raid. We'll start this up. Copy those raid calls. We'll see ya. We're going to be back on Friday. We are not going to do Borgathon, but we will do a piano stream on Friday, so I can give you an idea where I am with the Styx song learned so far. And so we'll see you Friday night at a time to be determined on Discord. Meanwhile, say hello to our good friend Chris Fox, and let's wish him a happy birthday, everybody. Oh, shoot. That's true. We should probably say, like, happy birthday, Bork, or something like that. Let's just do it after the fact. That'll be fine. Let's go start the raid. Bye, everyone. We'll see you on Friday. Thank you again, everyone.